To anyone walking along this path today, of your own soul becoming, to anyone who is walking along this path of the soul journey, becoming your soul, letting more and more and more of your soul through, this is not for the faint-hearted. Absolutely not. So if you're reading this, if you're hearing this, if you're seeing this, if it's popped up into your consciousness, if it's popped up on your social media, there is a message in here for you. Every single week, I read the messages from the dragons. The dragons are my spirit guides, and they are your spirit guides, waiting for you to take hold of why you are here. You're not here by accident. You are remembering. You were born for this time. This is such a potent message that's coming through for the week that's coming up. So we've just had a massive full moon, and we're in a massive moment of transformation on the planet. As you probably already know, you are witnessing your own becoming. And oh my word, it can be messy, and it can throw you in the ditch, and it can, make you feel like you've been pulled through a hedge backwards. It's raw, it's not pretty. And there's so much going on at the moment. It's rarely all about love and light and unicorns and fairies and bunches of flowers. It really, if you're on this journey, keep going. Keep going. It gets better. It's get easier and easier to actually handle. But yes, we do sometimes have not such a beautiful attitude sometimes when we're trying to deal with things and trying to sort of like get out of the way and understand why all of this is happening. And this is why we need to be able to decipher what's going on. Like, oh my God, what's going on? You, if you're on this road already, if you're watching these dragons messages, you've faced some trauma. You've been through and you've healed generational crap that's been going on. You've closed contracts with lives that you've had in the past life, and you still rise, and you're still rising, and you're still setting yourself free, and you're still making things lighter and lighter and lighter. Oh my God. And the dragons are just saying, hallelujah, thank you for doing all of this. There's been quite a few messages out there just recently about it was never considered possible that so many people would be rising at the same time, making such a massive influence on the planet. We are still going to be going through massive frequency changes, and this has never been done before. This has never been done before. And I think I said last week, it was like when we considered the world to be flat, and all of a sudden, mind-blowingly, the world was discovered to be round. And what we're going through now is like multi-dimensional things all going off at the same time. It has never been done before to be such a spiritual, awake, aware, conscious being, having your soul, witnessing your soul coming through you, taking more part in your life. That has never been done before. Spiritual gurus, used to go into the mountains for years and years and years at a time to sort of get to this level of spirituality. And we're doing it when we're washing the dishes, when we're raising kids, when we're dealing with our old doggies. She's 16, by the way, Maya, and she's still going strong. So we're sending her some healing and Reiki and all the rest of it. So I want you to know that you're not alone. Okay, you're not alone. So you may feel isolated at sometimes. I'm across the world from you, other people are across the world from you, but there's a movement stirring. We know that there's a collective of awakened men and women and soul sisters and soul brothers who are done with surviving, who have done it. You're done with the matrix, the 3D, the surviving world. Like, I've got to earn some money and all the things that go along with surviving and driving your car and raising your kids and your house. There's got to be more ease and grace to this. We need the freedom to be coming in, and that's what's happening for us. We are going to be becoming more telepathic. This is the golden age, more intuitive, more mediumship, more I said telepathy already, didn't I? And your clairvoyances are going to be coming online as you remember that you are a soul having a human experience. You've done an awful lot of healing already. You've already healed so much trauma, so much stuff that's been going on. And as we rise and rise and rise and rise, we need to be able to hold on to that and not keep slipping back into the survival mode, the 3D mode, and like, where's the next paycheck going to come from? Where's the next money coming from? Oh my God, this relationship's awful. Oh my God. When we're outgrowing certain people, we're outgrowing certain jobs, We need to fall more in love with ourselves, more in love with our self-worth, and know exactly who we are as a soul. You know, if you knew that you were an ascended master living in this body, and you think, well, why is it so difficult then? Because you chose to be here at this particular time, doing something that, you know, the most exciting thing ever happened on this planet, you are a part of. You chose to be here. Oh my God, if you told me that, I mean, 10 years ago or 20 years ago, when I heard the voice come in saying, Fiona, do you still want to be doing this in 5 years' time? I was like, oh, no. You know, if you told me what was going to sort of happen and what I would understand, and if I knew then what I know now, my mind would just be going, poof, like it has to be a process of your soul coming all the way through to guide you. So maybe you've tried doing it on your own. And you've done the meditations, you've done the mindset work, you've done the affirmations, but there's still so many earth issues, like one thing after another, after another, after another: money, health, relationships. And you know, you still get bitten in the bum when you least expect it, when you think, right, that's it, just you calm for a little while, just like give me a breathing space, and then boom, something else comes in, and you think, oh, something else to deal with. We need to be able to deal with these easily and gracefully. We need to be able to step through the portal and just kind of go, I can hand all this over to my soul. I trust her 1000%. Because really there are no problems. There is no fear. There is no worry. And the more we can trust our soul, the more we can allow her sovereignty to come through, and we're walking in that path, the better it will all be. You chose to be here. You chose to perceive how powerful you are. That was one of the first messages that came through from Seraphina, the golden dragon that you see on the front of these cards. She just said, you don't know how powerful you are as a person, as a population, as a community. And the more of you that gather together, it's so much easier for us to sort of help you out and show you how much you're loved and how much we honor and respect you for choosing to be here at this particular time. It may not be war, but there's an awful lot going on that we have to try and compute. So you don't need to do this on your own. That's what I'm saying. You have me here every single week, and I'm showing you how the dragons are asking you and moving you forward to operate in different ways. Like, this is the owner and operator's guide to your human from your soul. And she's saying, oh, no, let's not do that. Let's do this instead. So all these cards that come up that I read every single week, they are all helping you move out of survival mode, 3D. And they're just helping you week by week, bit by bit, to just see what you haven't quite figured out yet. What haven't you realized yet? So it may be physical symptoms, and as soon as you realize what the physical symptoms is, they can be lifted off. As soon as you realize that that situation that I'm having at the moment with the police and the huge parking fees for a scooter that was stolen in December, as soon as you realize what the message is from there, it just gets resolved. Like, it was me panicking and thinking, what's the message here? What's the message here? You know, and we need to be gathering together to help you move through these things, become a wise soul, so that you can then in turn be a wise soul, so you can raise your kids with the wisdom that your soul has. And if you could do that from your soul perspective and keep your kids aligned to their soul, what a lovely, beautiful generation the next one would be. So starting on the 30th of June, I have been asked by the dragons to produce an opportunity for you. Like, if you're wanting more, if you want to understand more and move more into this particular realm, I'm bringing together eventually a panel of elevated and wild-hearted souls who've been through their own journeys. And, you know, we are going to help you move through, and I'm going to help channel when you're in the hot seat. I'll be channeling what that situation is that you're going through and how we can remedy it, what can be done. This is not a summit. This is a movement, and I promise that I want to be here to help you on a monthly basis, to bring questions in so that you can have things channeled for you, and you can kind of go, oh, that's what it's about. So if I change this and this and this, if I change my perception, then, oh my God, that is so much cooler. That is so much easier. So all you need to do is say yes to become your next level soul, to how you can sustain and raise your frequency on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis. I do courses, Manifest with the Dragons. I do courses like the Dragon Portal, which is basically helping you to love yourself and do a lot of these exercises that the dragons have shown us so that we can live with more grace and ease. So all these experts, myself included, we've had dark nights of the soul. We've had all sorts of physical ailments turn up from, oh God, sciatica and ringworm and abnormal smears and what do you call them? You know, cysts, cervical cysts, and just all sorts of digestion problems and mental torture and migraines and rages and all those kind of things. So we've all come through those kind of things, as well as sort of like the relationships with your exes, the relationships with your parents. We've all done a lot of work on this. So if you want to be part of the panel, let me know. And but if you want to be dragon guided with wisdom for your life, so that you are seeing and just getting to decipher what that soul intention is actually all about, this is what we're doing starting on June the 30th. This is the first one that the dragons have asked me to do. So what we're going to be doing now is you will have already seen the post, which will basically say, which message do you feel is going to help you the most this week? Because your soul already knows. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be asking, okay, soul, please send me a message from the universe, from source, that's going to help me this week to pull out of the hat some new ways of looking at what I'm doing and how I can change that. So what we're going to do now is we are going to ask the cards. So you are on your sacred journey. You are having your soul journey. You're witnessing your own becoming. You're getting more and more conscious. You've got things cleared up. You've set about doing things, but you want more ease and grace. So we need to be able to just let the cards hear that. So what we're going to do now is pull out card number 1. Card number 1. Let's just see what card number 1 is. That's going to speak to you about where you are on your soul journey. Okay, so lovely. The first card that came through, which is all about this particular soul journey, Sovereign. Card number 34. Sovereign is the most beautiful purple dragon. Look for the number while I'm talking. And she's all about her main focus, her main everything is about you understanding and witnessing your own becoming, witnessing how your soul can come through and help you, guide you, advise you by you asking the right questions and daily communication with her. So let's see what this card actually has to say. Card number 1, Sovereign, number 34 in the deck. See through the eyes of your soul. Now, let's just tune into Sovereign and I'll let you have a look at the card. And I shall read what the message was when Sovereign came to me and landed, and she's so velvety and soft. And if you can think about milk tray, or if you think about your favorite chocolate or something that just melts in your mouth, your heart melts when Sovereign is around you. She's just like, no worries, got no worries. Letting Sovereign come through. Pay closer attention to how you currently see and experience things. Then imagine if you were able to see and to feel as another being and how they would see and feel in your situation. Looking into the world, not as you, as the human being, but your inner self as your soul. Notice how you now see everything with the soul's bigger picture view, looking into your world. And you too can experience that situation now in an altogether lighter way. You are able to place yourself in this soulful, lighter state, being less and less affected and influenced by all the dramas, all the stories, and all the happenings of the human, all the earth issues, lost in the survival state of the world. Now, you know, aren't you always just absolutely, oh God, that is just such the perfect card, which is about the theme for this week. Absolutely. So thank you very much, Sovereign. You now become objective and see the biggest picture and consider every situation as the soul would. So your question would be like, what's going on here? How would the soul respond? How would love respond? How would my heart being open respond to this particular situation? Perhaps you can see through the eyes of your soul and reason with yourself that what you observe or feel has been in such a human state and from a very limited perspective. And then you can choose to see the bigger view. There is, however, a gentle warning that it can be difficult to live after having this lighter soul experience, to return to live amongst the lower vibrations, or ever become as attached to the stories and dramas or people or situations in the same way ever again, or be triggered by the beliefs or the worries of others when you have seen the bigger picture and experienced the lighter sovereign soul state. Happily, however, you will be able to learn how to sidestep and dance around these who want to remain in the shades of grey and the monochrome world. You will outgrow them. You will just dance past them. You get to escape for longer and longer and longer, dipping and bobbing past them, flowing past these lower vibrations of people, places, and situations, and are not so affected or influenced as much as you once would have been. What a beautiful, wondrous world to live and create in. Now, this is when I've had clients in the past when they've just been so triggered by a parent or a partner or something like that. And, this is affecting them on a very, very visceral basis. And, we do the work and we sort of allow, the strength to rise up inside you, and you really own who you are, and you put yourself first and you take yourself seriously, and you have playtime and you're really, really enjoying life. And one lady used to say to me, she said, my mother came in and she said she just went through her normal routine of putting me down, putting me in my place, complaining about how I looked, what I did, what I ate, what I wore, how I raised my kids. And she said, you know what? She said, this week was the first week. And she said, it didn't affect me. I could just feel it on the inside of my body. Just like, nope, not going to affect me, not going to influence me. Nobody's criticism, nobody's judgment. I am so much stronger on the inside. Thank you, Fiona. And thank you to my soul, because now that I know you, I will never let you go. So that was card number 1 for this week, starting the 16th of June this week. So let's move on and choose what message your soul has to give you if you have chosen number 2. So let's choose number 2 and let's see what the message is this week for you. You've done a lot of work, you've done a lot of healing on your traumas, you've done a lot of work on your partners and your parents and your siblings and your children, where you live. Oh, here we go. Ding! Card come out. So let's choose to read that. Number 49. If you know these cards and you've been following these cards for a while, you will notice that they're absolutely astounding. And Ceremony is an absolutely amazing dragon. So here we go. Let me tell you a little bit about Ceremony. Ceremony is an amazing dragon. She's a rainbow dragon. She wants you to celebrate how far you've come. She's wanting you to become this multi-dimensional being. She's wanting you to remember all the journeys you've had as a soul and bring all of that glory and all of those talents and gifts into your life right now, because you are gifted. You are a multi-dimensional soul. You came here for a purpose. What's she saying to me? You knew why you came in. And you are an ascended master, and you came in at this specific time to live your life on this planet, doing the good of all and having fun with it. So let's see what her message is. Ceremony number 49, flow in the state when you cope really, really well with life. Attend to your energy first and foremost. That is exactly what we're talking about, isn't it? So, Ceremony, thank you so much. You are a rainbow dragon. And when I see her, she has her wings. She's massive. She has her wings laid out like a tunnel. And you walk under the tunnel and you just build on your self-strength, build on your own strength, build on your soul connection, build on your bond. She is phenomenal. Here we go. When you entered your spiritual path, it was easier to see new things and learn new things in the way of the old way of learning, with rigid, step-by-step, planned, linear, logical ways that you have become familiar with as a tool to take in new information. Books teach you to judge and compare the new ways with old ways as measures and reference guides to help you understand the vibration and the frequency of form and the way your world has been created from your thoughts, energy, and actions. Your energy was still and stagnant, held in meditation, remaining still for long periods of time, which does not allow you to cast off the lower vibrations and cope better and effectively with this swinging pendulum of the duality of your earth life. Flow operates as far away from these rigid rules as you can possibly imagine. Flow will have you playing like children, totally frivolously, thoughtlessly, worriously, and your environment, the pocket of which the population that you choose to be birthed in and come into touch with, has got to a stage where even in the new era, the new paradigm and ascensions and the new human is coming at this transformational classroom sense, which is in all seriousness and competitive, where the sole objective has still been around survival and making money and around growing as a route to be successful and claiming your personal power, to know more, to be more one of the elite. This may have you playing 1 minute and serious the next and getting all confused to which is the right approach, because you're stuck in between 3D and 5D. You're in 4D. You're judging everything that's going on. You're reading copiously amounts. So like wherever you are on your soul journey, we need to be able to show you how to operate so that that is not where you get stuck, because you can get stuck in that place for decades. Tell me about it. Because I wasn't understanding the full ramifications of it until the dragon cards came in. And that's when I really started to understand, oh, this is just all nonsense. I'm reading about this, but it's too structural, it's too sensible, it's too serious. When you are connected with lower vibration beings in your workplace, while you rest or play in with your family, from down the street or on social media, you will recognize those in this population who are holding on to outdated stories. These people to desperately maintain stability in their environments, and you will feel their energy state and you will become aware and maybe allergic to it. Occasionally, you will believe in your own energy state and get influenced by a story so much so that it rocks your frequency. This is the time to come home, to recognize the frequency where you are and how you come into the world, and finally know that what's yours and how to deal with it. You're coming home to your soul frequency. Remember who you are and why you came here. You came as a sensitive empathic. You can feel it, and you can now choose to consciously clean and clear that from your aura. Those who are stuck in stagnant energy, their stories and how they experience life in survival state is like a war, with abuse and hate and anger, and continue to repeat their story, will transmit and feel the experience again and again and again. Each retelling of the story, they seek a place to play out their story throughout over and over again, to your ears, into your energy, if you let them. Your job and what you need to take care of is you and your energy, and that's it. There will always be a place for the 3D world, the survival, the fear, the wars. But if you transcend that, if you lift off that, if you lift off the burdens of being so human and you become more and more and more of your spiritual with ease and grace, you just won't come into contact with those kind of people anymore. You've outgrown them. So in this new multi-dimensional world, you are creating your own reality. Therefore, you've outgrown that particular world. So the people around you then start matching your energy, your thoughts, and your beliefs. Okay, that is that. So yes, you need to attend to your energy, clean your field of energy, and find out who you are again. Wag, 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 wag. You need to just absolutely love and know who you are. If you could say, I know exactly who I am. I know who I am. I'm a descended master. I'm a soul. I've met my soul, I know my soul. I'm going to go and take part in these channeled readings on the 30th of June. I'm going to be there, and I'm going to just absolutely get all the messages deciphered. And as I will be helping one person out, I will be helping so many other people just get the realization, because it's going to be coming through in the channel from the dragons. We are moving on to number 3. Okay, so as we move on to number 3, just be aware that the 30th of June is a free event, and I will put some people in the hot seat. I'll see how it all works out, and we'll see. It's not a workshop, it's not a summit, but it's a movement, so that you get to know exactly why you're here. You're going to ascend beyond fear. You're going to, transform yourself beyond all the worry. So this is why we are here, to help you understand how to move past that. What I also do is as a paid course, which is Manifest with the Dragons, and you can spend 12 weeks with me in a mini group, and we can go through how your business is performing, how you get to manifest things, and this helps you to really transform the way that you're thinking about things, how all your perspectives are, and how you can change the story on the inside so that you can create your own new reality. So, soul sister, are you rising? Are you rising above the mundane? Are you allowing yourself to take on the next level soul? All right, quite a few flopped out there. So let's just see the first one there we go. The first one that actually plopped itself out, which is Tara, number 15. Oh, straight on there. Well done. Okay, so number 3. Number 3. And she's Tara. Again, I always tell this story because it's such a lovely way of realizing how I met Tara. Tara is a sea green dragon. She flopped away out of the sea one day and sat behind me, and I just finished doing a business reading for someone. So I was sitting on the beach, and I was just, my head was not engaged with what was on the beach, and there she was, talking to me, having conversations with me. And I thought, oh, isn't this amazing? And at the other side of the beach, I could hear this barking and barking and barking. And what happened then was that a dog flew across the beach and started rolling all over me, scratching me from head to toe. And the owner was really, really upset with the dog. And I was like, but I know exactly why the dog's here. So please don't punish the dog, because it wanted to be part of that playful energy. So Tara, the beautiful sea green dragon that makes dogs run across the beach for you. Number 15. Evolution is the revolution of mastering your own feelings. Tara is brilliant at getting you from one feeling into another feeling. She's a great dragon for helping you to adjust your perspective. So if you think something has to be this way, if you've been stuck in victim or blame or telling certain stories, she's the one that's going to go, that's enough of that. All right. There is a temptation, she says, to take this shift in evolution and of mastering your feelings as tremendously serious. Take care to notice whatever the situation and find yourself as the observer, and allow the glimmer of humor woven into each of the situations. I'm taking that on board today as I panicked because of the theft of this scooter that happened in December and everything that was going on with that. Your evolution as a population on the planet at this specific time, that we the dragons are here to assist you with, is to experience the full transition into the next paradigm. And it is a revolution and a shift into knowing that you are safe to feel. Becoming a sensitive, knowing, intuitive, consciously aware, multisensory soul and human being. It's considered to be a big step. However, how would it be to consider that it is so much more fun than that? Not a big step. And you can see it as a game, and you can play that game after all. The revolution of allowing your feelings to flow and infiltrate you is an ancient instinctive knowledge. And you have simple and easily access to all of this. This knowledge is an activity being used, and it is being used by people who are in touch with the land, who communicate with interspecies communication with animals, with plants, who read the stars, and who can predict changes and locate the lost. Tribes people and native clans have innate knowing and sensual life skills. that tap into and read energy. And they listen into the sensitive vibrations, the frequency transferred images, sounds, and across all senses. You have your own sensitivity, and that just needs to be activated. And this is existing, learning, being present and accessible from your soul for many, many lifetimes that have gone past. And it's all locked away in your soul and ready to be reignited and activated. It makes for a much simpler and much more colourful life, rather than the struggle of remaining invisible, the shades of grey, and accepting that what you see is what you believe and that's all that's available to you. So what I feel is mediocre and a rather lousy, average and mundane life, full of obligations of living and what we call survival, being in the monochrome world, an average life, a very narrow bandwidth life, fighting to survive and being so serious. So what Tara's asking you to do is stretch yourself, stretch until you see evidence, to feel grounded in both worlds, using your feelings, oscillating and flip-flopping between the worlds, which you will do for a while. That last card was talking about that, wasn't it? That you can stay in 4D for really kind of a long time, the decades when you're judging yourself and you're judging others and you're judging, oh, this isn't working for me yet. So, you know, what she's asking you to do is just have one foot in each world, play with this a little bit more and just understand what's happening for you. I can feel there what's coming up for most people is, yeah, but I need this, and I need the money, and I need the new house, and I need this. So how about you trust for a little while and just take that and put that in your perspective and just say, I trust that everything's going to work out really well for me. That was card number 3. So we have card number 4, which flew out of the pack. And I'm going to dive right into right now. And it is our ever favorite dragon. Guess who that is? Who's your favorite dragon? Who's my favorite dragon? Who's everybody's favorite dragon? Because she is so playful, because she is so wild and free and exciting, and she's asking you to go on your next adventure. Bloom, everybody. Bloom is the best, most playful dragon to explain all of this to us, to witness your own becoming. So if you are on this soul journey, you are not alone. If you knew that you can access into Pink, into Bloom, and you can use her as a filter between you, the human, and the world that's around you. And I'm always like, I just always so enjoy being in her company, because you can just feel it. Hopefully you can feel it coming through this call as well. So Bloom, card number 48, freedom. Feel the free flow of life force energy in every cell, movement and thought. It's interesting, this view that you humans have of life and all its variations and manifestations as something that needs to be solid, reliable, have foundations, have walls and boundaries, and impose limitations. It seems to need to be made reliable to support you. And so your life looks as though it has become very still and serious and static. Oh my God, that just so runs on from the previous card, doesn't it? It looks like you're hanging onto the sides of the swimming pool, when in real terms, all life moves, grows, weaves, changes, flows, expands, loops, and flourishes. In other words, it's way more playful. Let's talk about swimming and dancing with life and movement. The world around you is made of life force energy. You are a conduit for life force energy, and it's pulsing vibration coming through you, a frequency, a wave that moves constantly. The flow of life is movement, yet you are still sitting still in meditation, working at your desk, in your chair, waiting for inspiration. The world and all the energy around you and inside you has become static, still, stagnant, when the opposite is what's needed for you to grow right now. So often, if you're looking for answers and inspiration and insights and soul guidance, it doesn't often come when I'm sitting still. It comes when I go for a walk in the forest, when I'm playing table tennis, when I'm skipping, when I'm jumping on the trampoline, when I'm cooking dinner, when I'm chopping vegetables. That's when it comes in, because my mind is off doing something else and it's not trying to force something through. It's much, much more playful. The energetic field itself is not static. It is moving field. The energy so moves, and it is as if it is static, and it can break down. It can get rotten and brittle and snap and crack, a bit like a body. Like if a body just sat still all the time, it would get bed sores, and it would crack and get brittle, and the heart would get hard and numb. So movement is very necessary. All of the moves, the flow, are requested to be integrated up and down and sideways. I don't know whether you've ever heard this term, like you are as healthy as your spine is flexible. In other words, you know, the amount of fluid that can go through there, and the amount of poses that you can hold. So that's why Pilates and Zumba and yoga, but also ecstatic dance is really, and 5 rhythm dance is really, really good. To actually sort of get all your body moving and getting you into the flow. And this is what Bloom loves more than anything else when I'm actually doing those kind of things and just having a hell of a time. All right. The energy is like a cellular membrane, and it pulses and adjusts like a dance. If you want to might like to see energy as a jelly or a net or something like that, but it is movement. It is a current, electricity current, running and pulsing through it. And to get that current moving, you're asked to go beyond the simple walking or even running in a straight line. You're being called to feel ecstatic life force energy running through you to your core, running this energy into your mind, into every single cell. If you were able to turn around and say, my cells are full of light and energy, and I feel abundant, and I feel agile, and I feel alive, 100% alive, that would have far more effect on you than sitting still in a meditation and doing the same every single day. Movement in free flow allows you to totally relax your body and mind, let yourself be. Like this, you can experience and have a feeling of the essence and existence and feel finally 100% alive. Start to move around freely, take up more space, flow into your magical time space like a TARDIS. This is an invitation to dance and create a sacred space for both the inward journey and the outward expression. And I'm being shown, just as I speak to that, to sort of round up all these cards today, that, you know, what we're talking about here is sometimes when you go ahead and you learn about your spiritual journey, sometimes you kind of go, okay, well, I'm going to do yoga, and you're doing Reiki, and you're learning actually the hand positions. It's like you learn set formula. And Bloom is saying, oh, no, like we need to use our intuition. We need to let that come through. The same as when you do yoga, we do all the same poses, and we do the same poses every single week. What about if your body just went, oh God, I want to do this pose. I want to do this. I want to swivel to the left and swivel to the right. You're listening to your body. Your body is the barometer for your feelings coming through, and your feelings, which is your intuition, is your soul language to you. And that is the beauty of being connected to your soul. Don't forget, the 30th of June, I'll put a link somewhere in the description. The 30th of June, come and meet the dragons, have a channeling. I'll put a few people in the hot seat, and we'll see what's going on, what stories you've got going. I'll feel into where they're landing, and we'll start to decipher the soul intervention that's coming through for you. Because I have someone that does this with me, and I do this for them, and I do this in all my private groups. And it's the most valuable thing that you can have done, is understand the language of the soul, understand what's coming through, start deciphering the crazy soul interventions and actually what they are trying to teach you. What's the hidden message behind the soul intervention that's going on for you right now, whether it's to do with your business, your health, or your relationships, or a theft of a scooter, which was mine this week. Right, and I shall see you next week, and I will be in my group, Practical Magic, and I'm editing my books, and I'm creating a retreat so that you can step into this and go through the whole process of opening up your pineal gland, opening up your body to be a free-flowing state of this conduit energy detox for your soul. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I shall speak to you soon. If you have any questions, do not hesitate. If you want a business reading, if you want a health reading, if you want something channeled from the dragons, let me know, and I will send you a link.